Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nothing But Net, where we talk all things and everything basketball. I'm Rhythm.
I'm Cole.
I'm Kaya.
And today, we're going to be talking about the first round of the NBA playoffs and making our predictions for the second round. So, let's start at the top of the bracket in the Western Conference. The Oklahoma City Thunder sweep the New Orleans Pelicans.
I mean, it's not unexpected. Let's be real.
I just want to say, if Zion was playing, this series would have had a completely different result.
Absolutely
He
different.
tore his hamstring. Was it? I think it was against the Lakers.
It was the Lakers.
The Lakers.
I mean, if Zion didn't tear his hamstring, they would have gone against the Nuggets.
Mhm.
Yeah, they would have gone against the Nuggets.
Yes.
They would have won that game, and the Lakers would have made the playoffs.
No, they would have been the Kings.
I don't think it would have been the game.
We'll see. All right, but I just want to say, like, this series, a lot of people were doubting the fact that Oklahoma City Thunder is really young. They don't have that much playoff experience. I was one of those people. I thought that they wouldn't get upset in the first round, but once they faced a team like Dallas or LA or, the other teams on the other side of the bracket, that they would have been exposed. But this series really showed me that Oklahoma City is a real threat in the Western Conference. And I think that they can make some noise, potentially making the conference finals, beating Dallas, not just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but you got Jalen Williams, who was the 12th overall pick. And throughout this entire regular season, he's shown that he really plays like a really big point forward. He knows what reads to make. He's a strong guy. He can drive to the basket. And he has somewhat of a perimeter game. So
Absolutely.
And it's not just Shai, it's the entire team around him. And I think that OKC, the league should be scared. The league should be really
scared.
I still don't think they're gonna make the finals though. Like, if I'm being honest, because Denver can probably beat them. Dallas might be able to beat them because I feel like they're young, but I feel like that, like, if you're looking at a Dallas, Kyrie can kind of just, like, if he goes off, then I think Dallas is just gonna win the series.
If
If Kyrie performs how he did in the first round, I think they could put up a fight, but I don't think they're beating OKC.
You don't think Mr. Predator can guard Kyrie?
No.
Steals champ Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, tied with that man right there, De'Aaron Fox, for the steals champ. But I think that, the fact is, Oklahoma City has dynasty potential, and I know that they only won one playoff series. But did you see that video on TikTok that was it was like they were all celebrating, and Jalen Williams was recording on iTunes Live.
Mm-hmm.
If I was in that locker room, that would be so fun. It would just be seems like a party to go to every day.
They built a community.
They really have a culture with that team, and I know I said that last episode, but Oklahoma, yeah. And I was thinking about I was watching the Jeremy McCain would fit well with that team.
He would fit great with that team.
Just TikTok star Jeremy McCain. And do you see that video that was the twin, where have you been? No, Jalen Williams and the other Jalen Williams did that together right before the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's just they have a fun time and they win games. They're the 1 seed. It's they're the perfect team, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I think this series, it didn't really expose any players. I feel that CJ could have played a little better. Brandon Ingram, he played well, but I feel like that for the best player on the team that he is, and for a potential an all-star caliber player that he should be, he could have played really better. But Herb Jones and Trey Murphy are really good young stars for the Pelicans to build around. And yes, I know that the Pelicans might want to go on a win now path, but I think that they need to take a step back, relook at how their team is, because Brandon Ingram's getting older. He's not getting any younger. CJ McCollum is already in his 30s, right? And I just feel like they need to take a step back, relook at how they see their roster, maybe build around Zion, and keep these young pieces that they have. Dyson Daniels might be a bust, and Jordan Hawkins had a really good rookie season, so they can build around him as their starting shooting guard. But they need to take a step back. I know they own the Kings, but take a step back, recollect how they view things, and prepare for next season. But OKC could, yeah,
they could do it.
Yeah. And so the next series is the Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. So Kyle, I'll let you talk about this.
I mean, honestly, it was pretty disappointing. I think the Clippers could have won that, but Dallas really did their big one with that. Kyrie was putting up great numbers. Just played great. Luka too. Just the whole team, just amazing play.
Cool.
Didn't the Clippers win both of their games without
Kawhi. Yeah.
So that raises a lot of questions of like, is he really needed on that team, and if he can win with that team? Because the best they did was reach a conference finals, but that was
Without Kawhi.
yeah, that was also without Kawhi after he tore his, what was it, like his ACL?
MCL?
It was ACL.
I think it was ACL. But, like Kyle was saying, Kyrie averaged 26, 5 and 4, and he was shooting 50-40-90 that series, or 50-40-85. So he was cooking. And also the pieces that the Mavs acquired at the deadline made a real impact on this.
Yeah.
Cole was talking about a couple episodes ago about how the Clippers don't have the big men to contain a Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, the real contenders in the West, Chet Holmgren. And we saw Zubac got exposed by Derek Lively, who's a rookie. And it goes to show, like, I think the Clippers, and going on with Cole's point about, like, is this the time to blow it up for the Clippers? I think it is.
It is.
I think they have to wait a year, maybe try to pick up a big that doesn't have that big of a contract. Maybe they try to poach a Yusuf Nurkic or someone like that. I don't know what they do.
I think it's time to make moves
they
now.
Can't blow it up because they just got James Harden. They still have Paul George and Kawhi who want to stay.
Paul George is he's a free agent this summer, and he's not anywhere near contract talks with the Clippers yet, but there's rumors that he's talking to the Sixers. So
I think if Paul George leaves, you could maybe go a season without him, but he was the conductor of the train for this playoff series. Like, he was the guy when it comes to, like,
James Harden was the guy.
Well, yeah, James Harden was too, but like, I feel like you don't win those two games without Paul George, even with James Harden kind of doing his.
All right.
I see you shaking your head there, Kyle. Like,
I think it's time to make moves now. I think it's going to benefit them more in the future. With I think Kawhi is going to be gone soon. Kawhi, I don't think he has as well of a future with the Clippers that people think.
maybe
He needs to retire.
I think he's.
He was not Stephen A. Smith, bucko.
He needs to.
Bro,
Like, he's had so many knee problems.
actually, I can go on.
He's torn his ACL. He's had I think he tore his meniscus, against Phoenix?
Oh no, yeah, he had a meniscus injury.
Yeah.
He load managed during the playoffs.
It's in the same, wasn't in the same knee? He had the ACL, and then he had another meniscus
Just
injury?
keep knee injuries after knee injuries after knee injuries.
Like, at this point, it's not, injuries don't get better. Like, you don't gain injury tolerance after you have an injury, because you're just going to get a similar injury over and over again. That's what's happening to Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to retire.
Are you saying that for, like, the better sake of his life? Because he might not be able to walk?
They're for the team.
I'm not saying that, but, like, if you're going to miss pivotal moments for your team because of injury, then, like, why play?
You're right. And Kawhi's contract is $94 million. So he's making that just to... I mean, he played a lot during the regular season. He was really good during the regular season, but during the playoffs is when it matters the most, and he missed 3 games. So it's I get what you're saying about, he's negatively affecting the team, but I mean, he's still a really good player. So, I mean, it's kind of like a bummer to me because LeBron lost in 5. Steph Curry didn't make the playoffs. On the other side, Damian Lillard lost. And now here we have Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all of them eliminated, and it's kind of like the new era of the NBA.
You can just see a new era forming with
Anthony
Edwards. We can
Luka
see
Doncic,
Luka, Shea,
all
these new players.
Jokic. I mean, yeah, Jokic. And it's kind of like bittersweet because, like, I know we were very young because, like, Cole, 08, you, 08, me, 2010. But, like, it's like that's the era that, like, you know, was like, that's the era that was, like, popular during our childhood, right? And it's kind of like that era is finally over, you know what I mean? But it's kind of cool in a way because Anthony Edwards during that series versus the Suns, where he was talking mad trash to Kevin Durant, but it's like it's really cool. It's like bittersweet because that era is finally ending.
Exactly.
I mean, last year we saw Jimmy. He went to the finals, so that era kind of didn't end. The year before Steph won, right? Year before Chris Paul won, right? But it's. I mean, Chris Paul went to the finals, but like it's the era is over, so it's kind of sad, but like it's still pretty cool anyway. So, but like yeah, about the Clippers Mavs, I just feel like the Clippers need to blow it up. 8 first-round picks for Paul George, and the highest they got was the conference finals, and it's really weird to me. Like, you have that much star power and you lose.
Exactly.
And it's just, I think this is the end of the Big 3, Big 4 super team era. Because we just saw, and we'll get to that a little bit, we saw the Nets lose a couple years ago. We saw the Suns get swept this year. We saw the Clippers lose. We saw so many super teams fail. You could even say the Giannis and Dame.
I think the Suns were my biggest disappointment of, like, past 2 years.
And, yeah, it's really weird. But moving on to the next series, we have, what's it called? Sorry, Nuggets Lakers. And what's funny is the Nuggets only led for 17 minutes throughout this entire series, and they won 4 games.
I did not like that series at all. That's why this is why I think that the Tims are going to beat them in the second round because I feel like Anthony Edwards and the Wolves could have easily swept the Lakers, but the Nuggets, they struggled. They honestly struggled. The games, if you look at the game stats, the game scores at the end of all the games, they were all pretty close. They were damn close. It was 5-point games nearly every game. And to go like 4-1 to the Lakers when they won a chip last year, I mean, a team like the Lakers, they're good. They're not that good. That shouldn't be happening.
I think the reason why the Lakers lost that series is because Darvin Ham got outcoached heavily by Malone. And that like, you can't lead for so many minutes and then lose. Like, you blew like a lead in every game. Like, you blew a double-digit lead in like pretty much every game that you lost in.
Yeah. What's funny is, I remember, so us 3, we have a friend named Lucas, and he was ranting about how Darvin Ham kept playing Taurean Prince like more minutes than Rui Hachimura, more minutes than Austin Reeves, and every single play Taurean Prince was involved, and he kept ranting about that. It was so funny because, like, it's true. Darvin Ham is not, like, was, because he got fired, not a good coach for the Lakers, and he would play the really, like, his matchup level of recognizability was just, recognition was not it. It was not it. I mean, Rui Hachimura on Jokic was okay, but it's just, yeah, he got outcoached.
Yeah.
I just feel like Anthony Davis played so well. LeBron. What is his future? Is it this?
He's going to Cleveland. He's going to Cleveland.
Is it this? That would be sick if they draft Bronny.
They drafted Bronny and they're picking up Bron.
Because the Cavs need a small forward. He would be with the young guys, one last ride. That would be sick. And I've said that before, but like that would be amazing. But I don't. He got asked in an interview, can you talk about what your future of the Lakers is? And he said, I'm not going to answer that. That's what he said in that voice. He said, I'm not going to answer that.
I think he knows his team isn't the Lakers. He's not meant for the Lakers.
And he's a free agent this summer. So we'll see 2 days after the draft. So we'll see 2 days after Bronny gets on a new team. So if he goes to the Lakers, then he's gonna stay at the Lakers. But he also said playing with Bronny is not a priority. But we know damn well LeBron wants to play with Bronny. Be so for real right now. But like, yeah.
And I feel like Bronny's name's gonna go extra high in the draft just because his name. Just because the name Bronny James is.
Well, a lot of people are having him go the second round, but if you're going to get LeBron James for 2 years, pretty much, I think that's how many years he wants to play. Like, I would take him as high as I possibly could if I can get LeBron James for 2 years, especially if I have a fringe playoff team like the Sacramento Kings potentially. Like, a fringe playoff team that, like, if you have a player, a small forward, then, like, you'll be a championship contender. Like, you need to take Bronny James. Like, even if he turns out to be a bust, you can just release him.
Because Cleveland needs a chip and Bronny needs a chip. That's all I need to say. Because Cleveland, they're gunning for a championship right now. They have so many great players on their team, and people like Donovan Mitchell, they don't want to be there.
Didn't Donovan say that he was going to leave if they didn't make a conference final?
Does not want to be there. He doesn't want to be there.
They're going to Game 7 tomorrow as we film this, and if they lose, that's wraps.
If they lose, it's over.
That's wraps for Donovan. A sign-in trade, Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers.
Donovan had 50 yesterday, so now it's like mixed signals. You never know. But I strongly believe that that they're gonna try to draft Bronny and do something with LeBron and win a chip. And after they win a chip, he can go. He can do whatever. But
right off into the sunset. This picture. You know the picture of Jimmy Butler from the 2020 Finals where he's like, that's Donovan Mitchell yesterday. 50 in a loss?
50 in a loss is insane.
That's wild. And he is the third most. He has 3 50-point games in playoff history. And the times that he had it before, he blew a 3-1 lead.
I genuinely feel like no one wants to score except for him and Donovan and Darius.
Darius Garland they might let him go this summer. He is not been playing that well this playoff season.
He had 21 points yesterday, I saw, but I mean, that's regular for him. That's a normal thing for him.
But if you look at the efficiency, he's been shooting like 40% from the field and like 60% from the line. You got to make those free throws.
You do got to make those free throws.
And he's only been averaging 15 is insane. But he's only been averaging 15, and now he's your favorite player. But do the Cavs want to win, or do the Cavs want to win soon, or do they want to win in the future?
Exactly. Our team needs a chip immediately as soon as possible
and Evan Mobley's offensive game hasn't been it.
It's been downgrading all season.
And Jared Allen, when Garland was out, Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell were a great duo, but now that they're back, I think the Cavs really have to make a choice if they lose tomorrow. Like, tomorrow decides a lot. And I know we're drifting away from the original topic, which was LeBron, but tomorrow decides a lot.
It's if they win tomorrow, if they win or lose tomorrow, it's gonna be a big thing anyway.
All right, so now that we're done talking about the Cavs, let's go over to the next series, which is Minnesota Phoenix. And
God, this was bad.
Yeah,
this was horrible.
I saw Kendrick Perkins say something. He said Anthony Edwards went into Kevin Durant's house and stole that torch. He did not even pass it on. He went in there and grabbed that shit, bro. Like,
Anthony Edwards was emoting on Kevin Durant mid-game.
Bro, he's there doing the Fortnite, bro.
And Anthony Edwards knows that, he knows that Kevin Durant's his favorite player. He's been watching Kevin Durant since he was a little kid.
He's him. Bro, if you look at his stats, look at bro. Anthony.
This is the future of basketball.
Anthony Edwards. In this playoff series, he averaged 31, 8, and 6. Isn't that wild cool?
Yeah. I mean, especially for someone who's that young.
That's insane.
And emoting on him.
The Suns, it's a worst case for the Suns because such a young player just ran through their team.
And they have 3 max contract players. 3 max contract players to get swept in the first round.
Bradley Beal.
Those 3 players, don't they have a higher payroll than 10 teams?
And they're borderline above the luxury tax. They're about to be there. The Beal trade was the biggest mistake in NBA history. Maybe even the Kevin Durant trade.
Horrible mistake.
And you know what's funny? So remember at the beginning of the season when Draymond and Nurkic were right?
I remember.
Boom, right?
That was Gobert.
Oh no, I mean that happened again because he did a headlock on Gobert, but he punched Nurkic in the face. He was like,
I remember that.
yeah. And then so basically Nurkic tweeted, "That's all, folks," after Draymond got suspended. And then right after the Suns lost in the first round, Draymond tweeted, "That's all, folks." Like, that's looking funny.
It's just like, I don't even know, dude, because I had so much high expectations. I said they were winning a chip last year.
Me too.
I said they were winning a chip this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting swept in the first round by Anthony Edwards.
That's NBA purgatory.
And that's how you know Anthony Edwards is gonna be the next. He's gonna be the greatest player of all time. He's gonna be the GOAT. After my King LeBron James and Darius Garland, he's gonna be the GOAT.
Wait. Did you see what he just said?
He's gonna be the greatest of all time.
He said, after my King LeBron and Darius Garland, he's gonna...
I said what I said.
But in all seriousness, the Suns are in deep trouble because they have no bench depth, which means they can't trade anyone away on their bench except for the big three. They probably have to trade KD and Bradley Beal away. Maybe try to build around Devin Booker again.
Exactly.
But I don't even think Devin Booker is going to want to go through another rebuild because you don't have a first round pick until 2031.
2031, bro. I'm going to be in college. I'm going to be graduated college by then. I'm a freshman in high school right now. How does that even work? You don't have a first round pick until 2031?
That is top level team mismanagement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, say the Suns blow it up. Who would they want?
Just to get
picks, like
Just picks?
just get young players.
A young roster?
And I feel bad and I don't feel bad, but I feel bad for Devin Booker because he had to
Devin
go
Booker
through
deserves the best. 'Cause
horrible Suns.
He's playing so well. He's playing just so well.
Not in the Timberwolves series. And he
But
definitely
he had 30
needs,
like in 3 games, didn't he?
Kai, how much do you bench?
Not that much. Why?
Devin Booker probably benches less than that. With the way that Anthony Edwards is bullying him around, like with his size and muscles, Devin Booker needs to put on some weight because that's
insane.
yeah. But I just feel like Cole said, like I feel like Booker doesn't want to go through that again. Stephen A. Smith said he might go to New York, which is
Of course, he was you might want to go to New York.
You know what's funny? He said, I haven't spoken to him yet, but I think he might want to go to New York. Brother was making it up. He said, nah, he wants to go to New York. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but
He wants to go.
he wants to go.
I honestly, like, who is going to want to get Kevin Durant? Who's going to want to get Bradley Beal? Who's going to want to get Devin Booker?
And exactly, and
Is it
that's
just me
why
who
they're
sees-
stuck.
No one wants them.
Maybe Devin Booker. Devin Booker has,
Yeah, Devin Booker.
Devin
but
Booker
not
has
an
a lot of
aging
value.
Bradley Beal and not an aging Kevin Durant.
especially because Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. That's why he didn't go to Miami. He has a no trade clause. So even if the randomest team accepts him, like the Suns are stuck because if the Hornets are really incredibly mismanaged. If the Hornets say yes, we want Beal, and the Beal says no, I don't want to go there. The Suns are like stuck.
Okay, but where do you guys see Kevin Durant ending his career?
Probably
Phoenix. No, yeah, Phoenix.
In
Because
Phoenix?
unless he gets traded.
But I don't think
somewhere.
Phoenix wants to keep him that long.
Well, no one else wants him.
you got to think about the fact that the name matters. Like nobody's gonna the Suns aren't gonna trade Kevin Durant for 2 first-round picks, right? But nobody wants to give up more than that for an aging Kevin Durant who's already had injury issues, who's already the game is moving on. Like,
Yeah, he's down production wise so much.
I mean, he was good in the beginning of the season, but like, have you guys seen that Photoshop that's like LeBron, Steph, and KD ending their career together?
I've seen
There's no way
That would be
happens.
incredibly tough. That would be
Especially
heavily
because
tough.
Kevin Durant's contract is so much.
Mhm.
You can't move him without having to get back so many like players so then like the contract evens out. But I don't think people are gonna be willing to. I don't think Matt Ishbia might be willing to.
Matt Ishbia, bro.
But like
Matt Ishbia is when you go on NBA 2K and you turn off salary cap and you turn off trade exceptions and you turn off trade value and everything. And you just start looking through the best players and say trade finder and accepting the first trade. That's literally Matt Ishbia. That's what he's done with the Suns. And he's not even the GM, he's the owner. And he's like has a puppet mummy doll over James Jones, and he's like telling him everything to do. And he's messed up the organization so much. And is it a hot take? I think that Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and DeAndre Ayton could have beaten the Timberwolves.
I mean,
Could have beaten the Timberwolves.
Or not get swept.
They definitely wouldn't have get swept.
Without the 2021 Suns that made it to the finals, I think they potentially beat the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And they messed it all up for Kevin Durant.
Just for Kevin Durant. And I don't know why they wanted him that bad, because, I mean, he's a great player. He was okay in Brooklyn, but I didn't see.
I mean, he did almost lead them to finals.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Suns, I don't see how he fits now.
Size 16 shoe. But dude, it's just like
It's over, man. It's over.
It's purgatory. What do they do now? They have to just wait until 2031, because they can't trade any of them. They can't waive any of them because there's gonna be so much dead money that's involved. It's just too much. All right, now if we're going through this quicker, the Suns just are such a complete mess.
Absolute mess.
And I just maybe think they have to wait it out, but dude, Anthony Edwards really proved who he was this series, and it just he's so strong. He can drive to the basket and dunk on you, what he did. Sure. No, he can dunk. He can drive to the basket. He can shoot a fadeaway. His body is so nice and.
All right.
But like in all seriousness, this is why I picked the Timberwolves to win the championship, because I feel like they just have like that mentality.
They do.
Where if they don't rely on Anthony Edwards, they can just go to Karl Anthony Towns.
They have a different type of dog
defense. And
they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
But like they like everyone is just clicking at the right time, and I just feel like, I heard someone say that like they're kind of like the 2011 Mavericks. I see that, and I think that because of how young they are, how good their defense is, and how Anthony Edwards can pretty much just determine the outcome of a series. Like
I love that.
Like
yeah.
that they're gonna be the champions. I think they can beat Boston in 7 games.
I feel like the Wolves as a whole just have like this like different type of dog in them. Like they have like
I got that dog.
they all want it. They all want it real bad.
They all want what?
No Diddy.
They all want. No Diddy. Nah, that's wild.
They all want it.
He's wild.
They want to win.
They want it. What you mean by that?
They want the championship.
Okay, they want the championship, guys. They want it. They want it really bad. All right, but yeah, Anthony Edwards, next Jordan. Like, he looks like him. He plays like him. He has the strength, the finishing, the shooting. Everything is like him.
He's extremely dominant.
Yeah. Cool. I know you see you smiling. I see you smiling like that. Okay. But yeah. Now, yeah. But dude, the Suns are in purgatory. Timberwolves have a really good chance against the Nuggets. Next series is Boston Miami. Pretty much a sleeper. I don't know how Miami took a game from them, but this
once Jimmy Butler got injured, and
we all knew
it was
way
over.
I remember
it's over.
As soon as the Celtics won, Cole texted, "We want Boston." Famous last words. So yeah,
You can't do that. Like I don't understand why any fan is going to just chant like we want this.
We want the best team in the NBA.
Like you're going to lose the series in miserable fashion, and they just never learn. It's so funny.
Tatum didn't play well this series.
He didn't play well.
He averaged 21 on only 40% from the field, and
you know who did? Derek White.
Bro. Did you guys see Messi was at the game? And Messi probably thinks Derek White is the best player in the NBA. He went to that one game and Derek White dropped 40. So
Derek White
yeah,
was insane.
but like Tatum, he dropped 21 points, 41% from the field and 29% from 3. That's unacceptable For the best player on the team, that's unacceptable behavior.
But they still won in 5 games.
But they still won. But they still won. So.
But that is with a Jimmy Butler-less
Yeah.
Miami team.
But this really showed the defense of Boston. Derek White, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, even the Browns. I mean, even the Jays. It really shows that they. Yes, it's only Miami, but they can really compete. And I think that they're still my favorites to win the title, even if they lost a game. But I think they're still my favorites. Next series hasn't finished yet, but all that I've seen from Cleveland, Cleveland or Orlando, is Orlando really needs to step up their offensive game. Nobody else can make a shot. No one else can make a shot.
Cleveland needs to step up their offensive game.
You're right.
Can a single team in that series win on the road?
Can a single team in that series make a shot?
Help.
I saw this thing that says, watch, for your punishment for murder is to watch a single game of Cleveland Orlando. No.
No, if Cleveland loses tomorrow, I think I'm gonna lose it. I think I'm genuinely.
I don't think they're gonna lose because Orlando has played really bad in Cleveland. Well, actually, they haven't played bad because they lost like 2 games. Like
Cleveland doesn't need a game 7 for Orlando. Cleveland does not need a game 7.
No, you know what's really funny to me is that they purposely tanked at the end of the season so that they would have to face Orlando instead of the Bucks. And
that's failing miserably.
They were one of the top seeds, and then we know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know you did it, Cleveland.
They tanked to face this team, and they're going to Game 7. How does that happen?
Donovan Mitchell, 50-point loser is 50-point. Being a 50-point loser is insane.
That's just
This just adds to his hate for Cleveland. I mean, not hate, not hate, but like he obviously doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, and then next series we got is Indiana, Milwaukee, and I just feel that we can't really make any sayings on this series because the Bucks never had a shot because Giannis got injured versus Boston in the last week of the season. Dame hurt his Achilles. You know, it's just.
But come on, like losing in the first round 2 years.
2 years in a row. I remember I saw something that said once the Bucks hired Doc Rivers, their season ended that day.
I mean, yeah, that's true because Doc Rivers isn't really. He's not a good coach.
Have you seen that meme that's like, "Let it go, bruh, it's over"? That's Doc Rivers about his 2008 championship ring. That's why people keep hiring him just because of that ring.
Because of that.
And it's
But
this meme.
Yeah, I mean Chris Middleton was kind of like the main guy.
Mm-hmm. You mean Chris Jordan Middleton?
Yeah.
You mean Chris Michael Jordan Middleton? Chris Kobe Bryant Middleton? Really Cash Money Chris. He was really good.
The series really ended when Giannis got injured.
The series ended before it started.
Yeah, pretty much. And then add insult to injury. I think maybe they could have taken it to 7 games if Damian Lillard didn't get injured, but then he gets injured.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
even Chris got hurt.
I don't know what they do.
Damian Lillard said he's really excited for his next season.
I don't think they should have traded for him.
I think
it was fine the way it was without Damian Lillard
losing in the first round.
Giannis, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, those guys, because they won a championship 3 years ago.
They didn't.
And then you decide to mess it all up for one player who hasn't really lived up to the hype.
They didn't give up much for Dame though. They only gave us Holiday and
they didn't give him much.
Holiday and Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
but I still don't feel like Milwaukee is the place for
to see Holiday on that team than Dame though. I think he's a better
because of the defense.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
And also that offense runs through Giannis, and I think it runs through Giannis and Chris Middleton. If you're gonna have it run through Giannis, Dame, and Chris Middleton, it's just gonna work. And it didn't.
I think that when you talk about the defense, though, I think Patrick Beverley kind of replaced that.
Yeah, but if again you're gonna add a guy who's really really good at the 3-ball with Dame, but your team isn't really made for that, it's not gonna work.
That's the point. You gotta stretch around the entire court. You don't, because Giannis can get to the rim. Chris Middleton dominates the mid range, and Dame dominates the 3. They got everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have everything, but still, it's not working. Come on.
Mm-hmm. 30 and
There's
13 by
obviously
Adrian
something
Griffin
missing.
to get fired is wild.
There's obviously something missing.
You're right. But speaking about Patrick Beverley, did you guys see that he got banned from ESPN because he didn't answer a question from Malika Andrews because she was not subscribed to his podcast?
Yeah.
So guys, subscribe to Nothing Maness so we don't get banned from ESPN. But yeah, speaking about the Bucks, I just feel like I very rarely say this. I very rarely say give them another shot. But just run it back. I confidently believe that if they get a new coach, they get some bench pieces, they get more defense, it's not that hard to fix. And I feel that they can. It's kind of like the Kings last year.
Who do they get?
There's a lot of good free agents, like defensive free agents.
Yeah, I don't know who they get at coach. Like,
They shouldn't have fired Bud. He was the scapegoat. And even Adrian Griffin, they shouldn't have fired him either.
I think Bud kind of had his stay. I think that, like, coaching wise, if they shouldn't pick up Darvin. They're probably gonna pick up Darvin.
Oh, if they do, bro, he was an assistant coach on the Bucks before he got hired by the Lakers.
So they're gonna pick up Darvin Ham. But I think that really, if you're a team looking for a coach, there's not really many available because Jordy Fernandez was the main guy, and he's already been picked up.
But, I mean, JJ Redick, maybe. Kenny Atkinson, because...
You never know.
I think Kenny Atkinson is going to leave the Golden State Warriors because we all know what's happening with them. But if they hire Kenny Atkinson, that would be a really good hire. He's a really good coach. But, yeah, it's just... I just feel like run it back for the Bucks because just stay healthy, get some guys in free agency, maybe... get a new coach, and it's not that hard of a fix. They're still a really good team. Giannis is in his prime. Dame is just a year off of his prime, and he's still really good. Brook Lopez has a great defensive season. Bobby Portis was almost 6th man of the year. It's just they have a really good team. It's just
Bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
bad luck. Bad luck. Yeah.
But coaching doesn't.
And the final series, Knicks Sixers. This was the funnest series I've watched in a while.
That didn't go to 7 games. But I think it kind of also ended a little bit before it started because Joel Embiid got injured.
You can say.
Yeah, he was. That's why I just thought, because he was walking up the court. Like, did you see him in that game?
I saw that. Yeah.
He could practically. He practice. He was limping up the court. He couldn't even walk, and it's just like he was practically like in a wheelchair. And it's like,
but they needed him.
And it's just.
But I saw some good performances for the Sixers.
His knee was bleeding. It's just so astonishing to me how hurt he was, how truly injured he was.
Exactly.
And he played so dirty during that game 3, though. Was it game 3 or game 4? Where he pulled Mitchell Robinson's knee. He flopped everywhere. It was such a bad performance, and they won that game. He dropped 50, but it was like... Really? Yeah.
But I think if you're Philadelphia, you just kind of... You kind of just have to stay put because there's not really much you can do or much you...
Tobias Harris to China.
Yeah, you need to get rid of Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris over me?
But that's it, really. Just get rid of Tobias Harris, fill in that spot.
Get some pieces.
Nicholas Batum was really good for like 2 seconds.
For 20 seconds of the playing game.
Yes. But like, you need that veteran talent because they have Nicholas Batum, they have Kyle Lowry now.
You mean 2023 All-Star snub 2023 All-Star snub Kyle Lowry?
But I mean, you need the veterans. They have plenty of veterans, but they really just need to get the young guys like tuned in, dialed in, like Tobias Harris, or like.
And they're paying him so much money, Tobias Harris.
Yeah, so I think they're kind of just stuck. But I don't know. Maybe this is really the death of the process.
Yeah, I mean, I think the process has been dead for a while, but now they have Tyrese Maxey, and it's, dude, okay, I know it's kind of like getting weird at this point, but a lot of whenever I scroll through my For You page, it's all top 5 animals with the most aura, top 5 presidents with the most aura, top 5, right? But pulling from half court with 8 seconds left, and if you miss, you lose the series and you go home and making it. That's aura. That's aura from Tyrese Maxey. Like, that's King Baldwin level. That's level aura, bro. Like, that's actually wild. And this series, he did not play good in the final game, in Game 6. He did not play good. But throughout the entire series, this really showed what a rising, astonishing, good young player that Tyrese Maxey is. And it's going to be a really good duo if Embiid can stay healthy and if they can get more pieces around them, just like you said. And maybe Jimmy Butler can come back because they don't have they can get money.
I don't think Jimmy Butler would be good on that team.
I don't think so either.
I mean, his best friend is Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. But yeah. Can we talk about Brunson? Like he's a top 5 point guard in the NBA because he is the way he can score from anywhere. He can shoot layups and floaters and fadeaways over centers. He can shoot the 3 ball. He can literally do anything. And he's 6'1" and he's built like he's
strong dude.
He's girthy. Wait, pause. But like,
hey yo,
chill. But like, he's built like that. And it was really fun watching him. OG dunked on Embiid, which is funny. And the Twin Towers that they have in New York. I mean.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
I mean, the Twin Towers of Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein that they have in New York is defensively and strength-wise great. They really contained Embiid in that series, and I really think that the Knicks can make the conference finals. And
yes.
So really quickly, we're gonna say our picks for the semifinals, then we're gonna leave you off. So Nuggets, Timberwolves, you guys got
Timberwolves.
Wolves, yeah.
I think that this series really relies on the Timberwolves defense versus the Nuggets offense, and I think that the Timberwolves defense can prevail because everybody they have so many answers for Jamal Murray.
They have
Jaden McDaniels,
dogs.
Nikhil Alexander Walker, Anthony Edwards. Even he's so much stronger, and I think that nobody can guard Jokic. Kat can guard the perimeter and Rudy can guard the inside, but
no one can really guard
him. But I still feel that the fact that they can contain everybody else, they have Jaden McDaniels, they have Mike Conley, they have Nikhil Alexander Walker, all these defensive guys, and I think that the Timberwolves are gonna win.
Jokic isn't gonna win this series by himself.
Mm-hmm. But I think he's gonna go to 7. I got Timberwolves in 7.
Maybe 6.
I got 6. Yeah, I got 6.
Next series we have Mavericks versus the Thunder.
I got the Mavericks.
Me too.
I have Thunder. I mean, it's the safe choice, obvious choice. I feel like.
I don't think it's a safe choice.
All right, be quiet. Cause
that was like they're just more experienced. They have better players. Like I mean like they have players that are capable of stealing the series. I don't think OKC has that. They don't have it.
For me, this comes down to the fact that the interior presences of Dallas, when they have Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, and PJ Washington, Chet and Jalen Williams, I don't think they can contain that. And then also with the defense of the guards, nobody can guard Kyrie and nobody can guard Luka. Sure, nobody can guard Shea, but the fact is that the interior presence of the series, I feel like Dallas has the advantage, and that's why I'm going to pick Dallas. But I think it's going to go to 6 games.
I think it's going to 7. It's going to be OKC because I'm not going to change it either because OKC is a great team. Shea, no one can stop Shea. You just said that. And I believe that some of their smaller players too, a little Josh Giddey, a little Chet Holmgren,
Little Josh Giddey. Those are the words that you chose to.
Yes.
That you chose.
I feel like they could run that. I'm not gonna lie. Kyrie and Luka, like they can put some work in, but are they really gonna stop this 1 seed OKC?
You're right. Going over to the other side, we only have 1 series that we have so far, and that's the end. Knicks Pacers.
Okay, this one's pretty obvious for me. It's Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah, it's the Knicks.
And I just
6 games.
Pacers are a good
they're
team.
not there.
They have a really good team so far, but I just feel like it's they have the best point guard rotation in the league, but none of their point guards other than TJ McConnell are really good on defense. Who's guarding Brunson? And then you got Siakam really likes to go on the inside, and then you got Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein there. And sure, he can do his little spin move, Siakam spin move, but if they're on either sides of the paint, then he's gonna spin move, see Isaiah Hartenstein, spin move, see Mitchell Robinson. Like, what's he gonna do?
Absolutely.
And I that's why I feel that the Knicks can really win the series. And you're not even talking about OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, all these guys. I got Knicks in 5.
Really?
What you think 4?
No, 6.
Oh,
6 or 7.
I don't think it's going that far.
But I like how it's like revitalizing the classics because Knicks Pacers was the Eastern Conference Finals for like in the 90s for like a lot of straight years. They have a really big rivalry. So like, ding dong, the witch is dead. Once the Knicks win. But like, yeah.
We'll see.
And we'll see Cavs Game 7 tomorrow.
We'll see Cavs Game 7 tomorrow. Cavs going to win.
And then lose to Boston. But
Whatever,
Oh,
dude.
shut up.
Whatever, dude.
But yeah. Thank you everyone for watching this week's episode of Nothing But Net. And we'll see if our predictions are right. And we will see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.